Okay, audio's linked. Let's get to it. Welcome, guys, to the first ever type of mentorship video that I do. I'm just clearing out some stuff from my desktop, just kind of closing everything I don't need. Open that later. I think everything else can stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got nothing else open. Okay. I hope the audio's okay. I kind of did some testing this morning. I had to download some stuff, and so hopefully everything's okay. So as promised, I told you guys that I would upload before 2026. I would upload a annual review along with a goal setting, along with my weekly review templates. I think what I'm going to end up doing is just doing 3 separate videos. This will be the first one. This will be the annual review. I'll link the video up top if you guys need help. I guess if you guys need help, you'd be here. If not, you would be filling it out by yourself. And then, yeah, I'll go through the yearly goal setting, and then I'll go through the weekly goal template, and then that's what we'll do. I think I'll film it in 3 different videos. It makes the most sense. So then like that, it's not all one giant video. You guys can do this steps at a time. So I posted on my Instagram about a week ago. I said I wanted to get this done before the new year so that you guys could set your goals. But this won't just work for this coming year of 2026. If you're watching this in 30 years, if this video still exists in 30 years, you can use it then. This is just a template. Is not designated for a specific year. And so, yeah, we're going to get right into it. I don't want to sit here and ramble. But more or less is what we're doing. So I got right here, hopefully if everything works, if my editing and everything works, you guys are looking at what I'm looking at on my screen. Annual review and then year. So let's see. Hopefully the audio is okay. I don't even know why I have headphones in. I can't hear anything. So, to start with, obviously this is your annual review. This is where we will start. Then we will go to the yearly goal template, and then here to the weekly. We're starting on the annually. I'm going to have a link to a folder, more than likely where you guys will find this document, to a folder, a Google Docs folder with everything in it, the other 2 documents, and I'll share that somewhere, probably with the link of these videos as well. I don't know. I got to figure out how I'm going to do all that, but for sure, there's going to be a folder with these 3 documents. So, first things first, save an original copy. Save an original clean copy. So I'm just going to show you guys. You guys won't be able to. Here, I'll show you what I'm viewing. Okay, so this is what you guys are going to see. You guys are just going to see viewing. You can't edit. You can't type. So what you're going to do is make a copy. You guys need to save an original copy, a clean copy, so then next year you don't have to go back and redo it and erase it and start over. You just get another copy and then you start. If you don't have a Google Docs, then just copy and paste it onto whatever you guys use. Google Docs for me just works. It's free and you can access it from anywhere, on my phone, my computer, my tablet, my laptop, other computers if I just log into my Google. So it just makes the most sense for me. So copy of annual review. So copy, so we don't need the word copy. Annual review 2025. That's what we're going to start with. And we click make a copy. Do not share with others. Yeah, see folder templates. Do not share it with others. Nobody can see this. I can't see it. If you guys make a copy, it is a copy for you to see. I can't even see how many of you download it. So if you do use it, I appreciate it. I just can't see how many have actually used it. Hopefully it reaches millions of people. That's the goal. So make a copy. And here we go. This guy Let me make sure. If we hit share, should be anyone with this link restricted. Move from parent, cancel. Yeah, remove from parent. Yeah, and then like that. That's just me. And then if I do this, it should not mess with this. See? Does not mess with it. Refresh it. There's my original copy. So, Control Z, bring that back. Okay, we can now delete, save an original copy for next year. No, that didn't work, I guess. Whatever. And then we start up here. Annual review for 2025. So, if you did not set goals last year, let's just move this all the way over. We don't need it. If you did not set goals last year, you won't have anything to kind of review. If you did, great. This template will still work for anything that you may have set. But I set mine here. We're going to go over them together, more or less what I wrote down. And then we're going to answer some questions, kind of see where we're at, closing the year. And then, yeah, that's more or less the way that I've been doing this. So, if you're reading this means you have made it through another year. Congratulations. What's the point of having a year lived if there was nothing to have lived for? Whether you set your goals at the beginning of the year or just went with the flow, this sheet is to review the year to help set expectations for the next year. It doesn't matter if you crushed your goals or if you got crushed by your goals. The point in reflecting on the year is to look back at the mistakes made, lessons learned, achievements acquired, aspirations made, and new dreams found along the journey we call life. There is no right or wrong way to fill this out, so no pressure. This is just to help set a foundation and help refresh your memory of the past year to take to the next worksheet where we challenge the year behind us to not repeat the same cycle. Unless you're into that, then do as you please with this information. Again, we don't want to repeat last year's cycle. We want to change and grow and get better every year. So we start with reviewing our previous year. Before we set any goals, we review the year. So then we know what we need to work on, what we could do better on, what goals we set and we did not achieve. So this is where we start. So first question. What was the theme for the year? What motivated you daily? So theme, basically, what was your main thing this year? So like for me, I told myself that this year was going to be a little bit different. Let's see here. So we have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. One thing that I wanted to do, I don't know if I wrote it in here. I haven't reviewed this. We're doing this live. This is not scripted. We're doing this live. But somewhere in here, I put that I wanted to take more time off because in 2024, I didn't take any time off. And so I told myself I was going to give myself 1 day a week for sure that I was going to take off. And I was not going to work that day. And I was going to find more things to enjoy with that day. And so that's one thing is I slowed down my work. My theme, let's see. I didn't work so hard. I found my balance. So I'll put it like that. Found my balance. What motivated you daily? Really, that's what I was shooting for, is really to find that balance between overworking, not working enough. I actually realized when I felt burnout and went to take a step back. So like really trying to figure out that balance and pushing forward. So I mean, just kind of explain that, I guess. Finding the balance between running at red and having a healthy we'll just put rest period without burning out and trying to work on burnout. Okay, anything else that motivated me this year? Yes, I wanted to get better at trading. So we'll just put that. Maybe I should just do them like this. There we go. Another thing that motivated me was getting better at trading. Getting better at trading. My health. I really wanted to be healthy this year. I wanted to go to the gym. I skipped that the whole year, and honestly, probably wasn't the healthiest year. Now that I'm honest. But still, I mean, the times that I had, like, I was able to do something, I tried. So I'm going to put when possible, looked for ways to stay healthy. Another motivator, family. I'm just gonna start kind of breezing through this to make this quicker. Family, self-development. We always have room to work on ourselves. Behaviors, it's an easy one. Watching what we eat, how we sleep, how we let our emotions control us. It's just like always, self-development is always a big one. Should always be conscious of that. Is there another theme that I had for the year? I did still work a lot. I mean, still worked a lot, but with balance. And I mean, I guess I put that up there. I think that's it. I think you can always kind of come back to this as you kind of go down, come back and add more. So if you guys are looking at my screen, just go to the bulletin list, just kind of hit that, hit enter a couple times, hit that, and then like that at least. Why the heck is it so? There we go. How often would you think about your motivator? For me, honestly, almost daily. I'm just gonna put 5 out of 7 days. 5 out of 7 days, because I mean, I'm pretty sure there were days in there where I just kind of, I don't know, I'd wake up, I just do what I needed to and not think much about it. How often would you think? Yeah, that's about it. We can't really do much there. Enter. Who was your biggest impact slash influence this year and why? So this one, I added this because I think you hear it all the time. The 4 people they hang out with, the 4 or 5 people they hang out with are going to be your biggest influence. And I think if you have a mentor, if you found somebody that you like, UPS is here. If you found somebody you like, and even if they're not mentoring you one-on-one, but I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube. There'd be a couple people during the year that I kind of found that I like the way that they were doing their things. I'd learn a lot from them. To me, that's a mentor. Not exactly one-on-one, but you could still learn from that person, so that's still a mentor. That's what you would put here, is anybody that impacted you. It could be like an influencer, motivational speaker. It can be sports, an athlete of any kind. Like you can put that here. For me, it was I'm gonna spell it wrong. I'm just gonna put that. Another one really. Just gonna put Jadon. He was a pretty big influence for me this year. Anyone else? I know it says was, but I mean, if you had multiple, you can go ahead and put as many as you want. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head. Only those two, really. Oh, yeah, I know. Finding Nick. Car influencer. Yeah, if I can think of anyone else, I'll come back to this. So for right now, we'll keep going. If you could change one decision you made this year, what would it be and why? Well, actually, I'm still not done here, huh? Trader, okay, I'm gonna do this. Trader. Preaching consistency, discipline. I don't know how to spell discipline. It'll correct me. There you go. Discipline. Big dreams. Big dream setting, or big goal setting, and having big dreams. What's that saying that he has? Restricted trader is a profitable trader. Restricted trader is a profitable trader. Okay, so like words of wisdom, like that's what I got out of him. This guy really disciplined over dopamine. I mean, that's really what I got. I mean, a lot of his content was just that, discipline over dopamine. Nick was just cars, getting back into cars. My why. I worked so hard. Why I worked so hard in the first place. Okay. And yeah, that's about it. So just gonna put that on the next page. I don't know why that's all the way down there. That's weird. If you could change one decision you made this year, what would it be and why? I think I would try harder to go to the gym. I didn't try very hard. I really didn't try very hard. Why would I change that? Well, exactly that. I just didn't try very hard. I made lots of excuses. I mean, I'm just being accountable to myself. I really did. There were times where I probably could have gone. We had shorter days, but I said that I was tired when I knew I could have gone. Many days I had the opportunity. I could have gone. I just didn't do it. That's one decision. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Other than that, I think I'm okay with everything else that I did. And it's like, and again, like it says up here, there's no right or wrong way to fill this out. So if you had a couple things that you really regretted, write them down. And I mean, really hold yourself accountable. Say next year, I don't want to be this, and I want to change this problem that I had, or this thing that I said I was going to do and I didn't. What's your best/favorite memory? I think it'd be recently. The rush to finish all of my projects at the end of the year. I mean, it just kind of picked up a lot. I decided, I mean, December for me starts the new year. I lock in December. And so finishing the year, I'm like, my truck needed fixed, car needed some work, and social media, decided to start that, and then along with that, my trading. And so it's like 4 different things that I'm working on. And then I still had a vacation trip that we decided to take at the end of the year. And so I needed to make time for all that. And so there were days where I wasn't sleeping. I mean, I'd sleep 4 hours, 8 hours every weekend from Friday to Sunday just to get things done. I don't know. I like that. It was kind of cool. I'm actually going to incorporate that later this year where I just kind of do that more often. What's your worst regret and memory? I have to have one. Worst regret. Not starting sooner. Let's put that. Not starting sooner on social media production. Because I had been planning since like April, starting really like content like this, really like mentorship kind of style. But I just never started, and so I regret not starting sooner. I was planning a lot. I mean, it was something I was planning a lot, but I just never started anything. So I might go back and edit these to like make them bold so they stand out. Yeah, it makes more sense. I'll go back and do that later. Not right now. What's the proudest, happiest moment? Happiest / proudest moment of the year. What would it take to repeat that feeling? There's like a lot of deep thinking here. Proudest, happiest moment. I guess when I got my payout for the year. Honestly, that was a big one. My first ever payout from trading. What would it take to replicate that? Follow my rules and my discipline. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined. Yeah, I really got nothing. Let's see. There are a couple of these that I got. We're not gonna start from there. Spiritually, make sure I have a time and place with God every day. Yeah, actually, we're just gonna make another tab. We're just gonna put that. I actually did pray like almost every day this year, and I'm kind of proud of that. I prayed almost every morning on my way to work. Morning, there you go. What else did we do here? I want to go through the whole Bible. I did that as well. Make money I need for God's glory. Get better with rejecting lust. Yeah. I don't know how I did with those, I'll be honest. If I hear God talking to me about anything later, come back and adjust. Relationship with my girlfriend. Read more. Stay on track. Let's see. Declutter is a pretty good one to always have, like every year. I think I saw it on like a Christian Williams podcast where they're like, your outside environment reflects your inside, like your like inside of your head. So like my desk, I try to clean my desk at least once a month. Random papers and stuff I try to clean off. Kind of reflects where your head's at, and it does feel a lot cleaner to let you think. My 3 projects. All right, them weekly. I didn't do that. Possibly move. We did move. Trading payout did that. Stop having a scarcity anxious mindset. I worked on that, but I wouldn't say I'm proud of that. Health, skip that. No vaping. Did pretty good with that one this year. Food, socialize. Bed by 9:30. My schedule's all over the place this year. Watch spending. Okay. Yeah, I mean, other than that, there's nothing else that I really did that I'm kind of proud of. So, yeah, I mean, I hit some goals. I did okay with some, but I mean, really, those are my biggest things. Those were like my biggest changes that I had this year that I'm kind of proud of. Okay. And here we go. What was your worst moment? How did you get out of it? Still working on that? Okay. So there was a time, honestly, in October, really towards the end of the year. Wait, actually, one more. Bought the Mustang. What would it take to repeat that feeling? I think I'm just going to leave those. Because that one, yeah. I'm just going to leave it like that. That's good enough. really to repeat these feelings. Like I'm not gonna buy another car every year. That'd be kind of crazy. Actually, let's just put 10x the value of this car to like a Porsche. That'd be insane. $300,000 car. That'd be insane. Yeah, I'm just gonna another year with more prayer. That's just what I'm gonna put. Okay, worst moment. Worst moment. Yeah, in October. I hit like a really odd depression in October. Odd depression in October. How did you get out of it? Still working on that. I think I worked through it. Really, I was just thinking about like starting my life over, just leaving everything, stop talking to everybody, and just kind of starting over, different state, different environment, new people, nobody knows who I am, kind of thing. And like I don't know, I decided to just like I worked through it. I kind of just locked in on my trading, locked in on trading, and started to really focus on my social media / content strategy. There you go. Strategy. Still working on it. I mean, I'm not in that anymore. Honestly, I feel good. After I kind of bought the car, I kind of like got over it. Not that the car brought me any like happiness for like against the depression, but it's just kind of like I was just in a bad spot mentally. Odd depression in October. Mental. I'll just put a mental threshold. See, and like things are like this are good to have because how did you get out of it? This next coming year, if you get into something similar like that, it was like, what did it take for me to like get me out of that last year? And I do remember. I mean, that's why you write your weekly reviews. Like we'll get into that later. You write your weekly reviews to see like what it took, how long you actually took within that. I remember because I wrote my weekly reviews. I remember being in that for like 3 weeks, 3 to 5 weeks. The first 3 weeks were actually pretty bad, and then the 2 weeks following. Because I had locked in and I started seeing some progress in like my trading and I started seeing like momentum within my content that I wanted to start. It kind of got me out of it, and that's kind of where I was at because I don't know. I just wanted to let go of like where I was at. I wanted to grow from where I was at. I felt stuck, and started getting tired of like showing up to work and like the consistent like cycle. And so yeah, what did I do? I just locked in what I was doing, and then I reminded myself that I can work my way out of this. I mean, prayed about it, so I'm just gonna put that as well. Prayed about it. Oh crap! About it. I mean, did I really look out for help? A little bit. I mean, I guess. I had phone call conversation. That's all I'm gonna put. To help them through. Okay, that's all I'm gonna put. Maybe I'll probably go back and add more to this. Like I'm just kind of rushing through this with you guys. Feel free to pause if I'm going too fast. Go back and like take your time if you need to. I'm just trying to go through this with you guys. If no one were looking without judgment, list 3 things you didn't do because you feared the judgment. So I mean, my biggest thing was my social media content creation. I don't know why, but I mean, in my head, I feel like everybody's just waiting for me to do something, make fun of me. And then I decided I was over it, and I just started doing it, and here we are. Talking about trading more. I mean, I really had that stuck with me, and then I ended up one of the guys from work I ended up getting along with, and and now we're kind of back and forth with trading. We work with each other. So talking about trading more, socializing about trading, socializing about trading. Okay. Another thing, I think I took a lot of risks. I'll be honest, maybe a little bit more than what I should have. I probably more time with God, I guess. I mean, I really don't. I don't have a third thing. I don't really expect for people's approval or anything. Yeah, I'm just gonna put more time with God. What are the top 3 things you focused on this year? So for this, oh wait, there we go. For this, I don't think I wrote anything down. I think I was going to, and then I didn't. So for like 2024, I know, well, yeah, for 2024, I wrote 3 things down. 1 was trading, 2 was social media, I think. Or no, I had projects, I had car projects, and then 3 was going to be social media. And then, so it's like an 85, 10, and 5. So 85% of your time, for me, was trading. 10% was like if I couldn't trade, I would work on cars. If I couldn't trade or work on cars, I would plan social media. Those 5%, like 3 things just in my head, like to always keep my mind occupied. Or if like one got done, like 2023, no, yeah, 2024, I had to eventually help cut down a tree, and I had to make time for that. So it's like I had to scratch the other 2 aside, put a little bit of time for that, like. Whatever. It's just 3 things. I like the idea of having 3 things that you focus on. Your main goal, I mean, it could be your job. It could be a goal that you have that you need to prioritize, that you want to prioritize. And then 2 others that is just like, if I have time or like if I can't work on that main goal, I work on the other 2. That's really what those 3 things should be. So we're actually going to change this to numbers. There we go. I really wanted to focus on balancing burnout. No, not turnout, burnout. That was a big one. There was a lot of days where I feel like I couldn't think in 2024 because I wasn't balancing my burnout. I would overwork. I'd work through my burnout, and then I wouldn't get anywhere, and then I feel like I wasn't doing anything, and so I wouldn't relax, but I also wouldn't be productive with what I was actually doing. And so that's one thing that I want to work on a lot this year. Business research. I can't spell. Research. And then last thing, being helpful, really. Helpful to people. And they needed me. So selfless with my time. Selfless with my time. There we go. Okay, next one. We're just gonna move this down, I guess. And bulletin. Was there a moment when you needed to stop and recalibrate, lost direction, lost momentum, life events, got distracted, etc.? So this is just a question for like I said, for me in October, I felt like I wanted to just quit on everything and just like go reset somewhere else, away from everybody, and then not care, not worry about anybody that was around me. Maybe it wouldn't be a situation like that exactly. That's what it was for me. But it could be like I started getting sidetracked a lot from work, and it started putting in more hours at work than what I actually wanted to. I didn't have time for family. I didn't have time for myself. I didn't have time to work on any projects that I had. I didn't have time. It's like kind of like that. Lost direction. because of a certain project, maybe you got interested in something else, and then instead of following the actual project, you got sidetracked a little bit longer than what you thought, and so you had to like redirect your like get back to like the route. For me, it was really cars. One thing that I noticed this year, well, over the last 3 years, is I just never I sold all the cars, and then I was not into it, and I had no hobby for the longest time ever for 2 or 3 years, and I needed it because I needed to get back on track. I was kind of My life was all over the place, so I needed it. But this year I said that would be one of the things that I would do with like time off, and so I wouldn't really say it was a moment, but it was something that I wanted to figure out and recalibrate. So I'm just gonna put passion for cars. Passion for cars. Lost direction, lost momentum, life events, got distracted. I can't think of anything else. Really, because of the weekly goals review, I was pretty on track this year. So I'm just going to leave that like that. What was your vision board? What was your vision board? And it was my wallpaper. Wallpaper crap. Wallpaper on desktop. And I mean, there we go. I always look at this every day, almost every day. I mean, majority of the year, 90% of the year, I'd get off work, or I'd come home, and I'd look at this, and then I'd open up trading in my charts, and then I'd back test. But at least every day I would get a glimpse of all this. This is exactly what I wanted for the year, and for the most part, I got pretty damn close to everything. Yeah, I'm still recording, right? Yeah, we're still going. So yeah, I mean, and if you don't have a vision board, that's fine. We're gonna make one when we do the yearly goal setting. It's perfectly fine. Did you abandon ship? Decide to change everything in your life? See, and that's what I mean. It's like sometimes you just gotta make those decisions. Sometimes you do have to let go of where you're at and what you're doing. You have to make a radical decision with your life, and again with that, and change. Like maybe sometime in the middle of this year, you set goals for this year, but you were like, you know what, this does not align with what I want overall. Again, with cars, I just had I worked so hard into like building something so that I could support that passion and that hobby, that I got distracted by the work and let go of the passion. And then I found myself in that like burnout depression in October, where I was like everything I'm doing means nothing. And so sometimes you do have to have that change in direction. But for the most part, I did have other things going on. I did have other goals. They just, again, weren't necessarily aligned with like the big dream. With the big dream. Abandoned ship. I kind of, like I said, because of my weekly goals, I kind of stuck with everything. I never really made a radical change for the whole year. So I'm just decided to change everything in your life. I did not. I really don't think I did. What was your overall effort level? Bold. Oh. Oh. Overall effort level. On average, 1 to 10. Okay, so simple. Just 1 through 10. Was it below, meet, beyond expectations? I think I did good. It's like if I were to count the things I didn't do that I wanted to do, they weren't terrible. I'm gonna give myself a 7.5 out of 10. Why not? I didn't go to the gym. I didn't start content sooner. But like I said, when I go over here to my goal setting for 2025, a handful of these were actually like they were pretty good, and so I could have done better on some, but I'm okay with it. I think I did a 7.5. I'll probably fix this so you guys don't have to be punching in the the periods, the whatever they call bulletins, the bulleted. Yeah, I'll fix it before I post this so that you guys don't have to do that. Just again, this is all like live. I'm just like doing this as I go. Um, what would your peers say about how you're doing? How does that make you feel? Maybe ask a couple of them. So I don't mean to like have you go and ask for validation. That's not what this is for. This is for like who are the people around you? What are they saying about you? If they're always praising you and never giving you any kind of criticism, then you're either really damn good at everything you do or you need more friends or you need harder challenges. Maybe you are killing it at everything you're doing, but it's because you're not setting yourself up for hard goals. Like if you were to ask like a friend, um, um, what thing did I say I was gonna do? What challenge did I say I was going to try and overcome this year that I actually did or didn't, or how do you from like an outside perspective, like if you have friends that you said, hey, I'm gonna go do this year, or like by the end of the year I expect this, what would they say like about it? Would they say, I saw that you crushed your goals this year, I saw that you didn't even try, I feel like you could have done better, or I mean, more or less, again, not looking for validation, but also like from an outside perspective, how would people look at you? Um, and see, that's the thing that I hate because I really do get a lot of praise, but I feel like I don't challenge myself enough. I feel like the things that I do um, don't challenge me. At work, everybody's like, dude, you're pretty still young. You're doing pretty damn good for yourself. You're good at what you do, and I'm just like, yeah, but it's like it's not a business. It's not millions. It's not. I mean, it's just a job. Like I feel like I'm just meeting the bar. Like I'm not. I don't want to do any extra work and like any extra. I don't want to go out of my way and do extra at my job. Like my wage stays the same no matter how hard I work. So I'm just gonna do the minimum to keep my job. Maybe a little bit better just to not get yelled at. But I mean, that's about it. And then outside of that, it's like life, it's like, yeah, I do my goals. I have plans. I have goals. I do work on things. And so, could I try harder? I think honestly, if I were to be like critic to myself, I would say, yeah, I could try a little bit harder at everything I do. I could try harder at everything I do. Um, could be more disciplined. Could be more disciplined. What else? Stop stressing so much about future. Stop stressing. That's one realization I had this morning. Stressing so much about the future and enjoy today. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about how God loves small beginnings, and it's like, and then like my mind kind of just like it heard that and started thinking about like what that kind of means, and it's like really just like enjoying the hardships that come through that small beginning, the very first, because I think just like when you don't have a job and you have nothing, no experience, not a job, and then you have a job, and then that skill compounds, and so then you can go to another job. You already have some kind of experience, some kind of confidence built, and then that compounds even into even more and more and more. See, I just got the kids an iPad, and on that iPad it has the holes game, where it's just like you start as a small hole and you eat like trash cans, you eat like small trash or like plants, and then you like level up. You get a little bit bigger, and then you get a little bit bigger, and the bigger you get, obviously the more you can eat, or the bigger things you can eat that get you more points, that make you just grow so much faster than when you're just a small hole. And so that's one thing that, like, again, like I'm a small hole, and I have to enjoy like the journey of like it takes me a lot longer to go and find something to grow with, but once I find that thing, it'll expand me a little bit to where I can then eat bigger things, get like take bigger challenges and bigger challenge, but I will never go back to being that really small hole that can barely eat the small plants and can't take out the buildings because, I mean, unless I take a really hard hit in life and have to start over, yeah. But I don't know. I just went on a complete ramble about that, but I don't know. That's just like yeah. I think that'd be one big thing that somebody would say. So somebody could say about me is that I don't really stop and enjoy things in the moment. And yeah, I think that's about it. I think I'm good there. Like I said, if you guys needed more time with any of these questions, go through, answer them yourself, pause the video, come back, and then we'll continue. There's no need to rush. Set your goals. I mean, review them once. If you don't have much to review, then do better this year, so that next year you have some work to do, some things to reflect on. But so goals. List the goals you set for yourself and rate them 1 to 10 on how you feel you did on them. If you didn't set any goals all year, mark 1 to 10 on suggested categories. So I mean, like I said, when we set the goals, we're gonna have right there spiritually, self growth, development, financial. So it's the same things that I have set here. It's the same things that I wrote for myself last year. And I mean, yeah, 10. Let's see, I had 5 spiritual goals, 13 self development goals. 7 health goals, whatever, 7 wealth goals, and then 6 time off / like enjoyment, like pure enjoyment goals, and then 2 business goals. So that would just go here. Spiritually, I'm just gonna do a 1 to 10 for the sake of it. I'll probably come back and like actually fill everything out a little bit more in depth later. So I'm just gonna put like not a 1 to 10. I think I did like a solid. I think I did like a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, there were definitely some times where I could have done a little bit better. But I'm okay with an 8 out of 10. I definitely didn't do. I mean, probably like a 7, 9. I'll just round it out to an 8. Why not? Self growth and development. That one, I really do want to give myself like a 6.5. I didn't do terrible. But I do wish I would have paid a little bit more attention to everything I was doing. Financially, actually, because of how much I worked, almost kind of killed it. But I did take a lot of risk and hurt myself quite a bit. But I came out more positive this year than I did last year. So I'm just gonna give myself a 7.5. Nah, I gotta go higher. 8.5. I had almost nothing. Not almost nothing at the beginning of the year, but I stuck to a plan that I had. Health and well-being, physically, mentally. This is one that I neglect. This is one that I kind of neglect. I tell myself push through it. Physically, I mean, I didn't go to the gym all year. I went probably 4 or 5 months out of the year, and that's like every other day. I don't know. Honestly, a 6. 6 out of 10. Pure fun and enjoyment. We took a vacation, took our first vacation this year. Kind of rushed it. That kind of sucked. But I did take more days off. And on the days off, we actually, like in the summer, we actually took hiking and stuff. Never really did that, but I think I did okay. With like time off, 8 out of 10. Business / side hustle. So if you don't have a business / side hustle, I don't know, 0 out of 10. Maybe you should find one. And if you have something, give yourself an honest score. I want to say 5.5. I didn't do the greatest, but I didn't do terrible. 2024 might have been 4 out of 10, but I think 5.5 I did above okay. So now we're planning. Do not set your goals here. Do not set your goals here. That is what for the next worksheet is for. Do not set your goals here. That'll be for the next worksheet. We will set the expectations. Here we set the expectations. You be your own judge and have accountability for your actions. Once you are clear about how much change you want and how hard you are willing to work for it, you can use that as a metric to compare yourself from where you are and where you want to be and how it's actually going. So same thing. I'm just going to make these bold real quick. And then I'm just going to fill them out from there. I don't think I need to bullet points. How much more effort could you have given it this year? If we're gonna do like a 0, like a 1 out of 10, like 0 out of 10, or 1 through 10. No, that don't make no sense. I think, well, I definitely think I could have tried at least 10% harder. If I was giving like a 7 out of 10 all year, I think I could have given it an 8 and I would have been fine. There were a lot of days where I really didn't try, and I'll be honest, I just really didn't try. So like, I tried an honest 7 out of 10. I could have given it an 8 out of 10. I mean, I think you'll never hit a perfect score of 10 out of 10, but maybe those days that I decided not to wake up to go to the gym, maybe the times that I woke up a little bit later than I should have to be, and I mean, I made it work on time, or maybe I was 5 to 10 minutes late, but again, it's like I could have tried a little bit harder to not be late, or again, just like start things sooner. Are you willing to give it more? Are you okay with your current effort? Willing to give it more? Yes. Willing to give it a bit more effort in. So we'll just say 2026 because that's our next year. 2026. Okay. How much effort do you actually expect from yourself? I honestly expect at least a 7 out of 10. Honestly, I'm just gonna put like 6.5 out of 10. If I don't give it more than above average, which is probably gonna be a 6, then I really don't want it that badly. So I expect myself to actually give it like a solid 6.5, and then go a little bit more. It's just 1% more. And so that 1%, I mean, I'll just give it as a 0.5. I hope to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm going to push for the 8 out of 10. I mean, 10 out of 10 is perfection, but I mean, I want at least to end this next year and say that I pushed for that 8 out of 10. I got at least a 7.5. I mean, if for some reason I become a millionaire by the end of the year, then yeah, it's like a freaking 9.5 out of 10. I'm pretty sure something else could have been a billionaire as well, but yeah, it's like perfection probably. Yeah, it's like no sin, $1 billion, never have to work again type of deal. It's like, yeah, 10 out of 10, perfect. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, so if you feel like you got yourself a 10 out of 10, good for you, I guess. Let me know how you did that. What needs to change to make sure you hit at least a 6 out of 10 on your goal? See, I completely forgot I put that. Like, I'm not even looking ahead. Make sure you hit at least a 6 out of 10, because to me a 6 out of 10 is above average. Average is like a 5 out of 10. Like, you didn't suck. You met the bar. Like, you did the bare minimum, 50-50. You didn't go backwards, but you didn't go forward. So 50-50. Like a 6 out of 10 is like you at least gave it something more than like show up to work and then go home and beat your meat or whatever. You went home and you did a little bit of research. You actually like did something you enjoyed, at least a hobby or something, and then you took that a little bit further by creating some content or something, or like whatever. Studied, went home, studied, got an extra course to like better your skills or whatever. It's like that's a 6 out of 10. That you actually tried and do something else, and then after that, it's like, how much more effort did you give it? That's why I said, like, you can't be a 10 out of 10. What needs to change to make sure you hit at least a 6 out of 10? Better planning. Follow. I'm just gonna do it like this. Oh, whatever. No, I'm just gonna do it like this. There we go. Follow my systems and plans and meet timelines or have a better timeline expectation. Because sometimes I push myself a little bit too much, and then I don't meet my goals, and then I beat myself up. But then I'm like, I really did expect that to like not happen as long as it did. 10 years later, in 10 years, we will either be thanking yourself or hating yourself for the decisions you will make in the coming year. Make a list of 5 things you want to thank yourself for in the next 10 years, starting with the most important to you. So, there's a thing called the butterfly effect, where it's the theory is a butterfly flapping its wings on one end of the world can cause a tornado on the other side of the world. Crazy theory, but I mean, could be. Like, it's crazy how things just work out. And so I believe that you planning this year, you planning for this next year, could, in a way, what's it called? Influence how your next 10 years are going to be. So today, if you decide to not hit the gym, stay home, sleep in, and then instead of getting up and making yourself breakfast to go to work so that you can think well, you don't go to work, and then you play video games all day or whatever it is that you do to waste your time. Instead of doing that, like, what's it going to cause for you in 10 years? In 10 years, you probably will be 10, like, again, like years behind your peers, and you'll have to work a lot harder to catch up. Instead of, if right now you wake up early, go to the gym, well, that's at least what I do. I go to the gym early because I don't like going when there's people there. So wake up early. Let's just say, yeah, get to work on time, and then after work, you go to the gym. You work on that side hustle / like, again, you can really just work on building a better skill set. You don't have to really go get a degree if you don't want to, but you can work on coding. You can learn coding from YouTube, trading, copywriting, content creation. Like, there's so many ways to make money online right now. Yeah, I mean, again, 5 things, because why not? Make a list of 5 things you want to thank yourself for in 10 years. So for one, being financially responsible. Well, you know what? Number one, working on my faith. Why not? Then being financially responsible. Building better skills. Skill set on trading. Persistence. And not quitting on what I set my mind to. Five. I think I would have to go with, like, my social circle. I can't spell. Social circle. Why social circle? Because, I mean, they say that your network is your net worth. And I think to an extent that's right. But I've never really had a network. Like a network. I've always kind of figured things out on my own. But, yeah. Sometimes it makes it a lot easier when you know people that can help you, like, figure things out, navigate things. But that concludes our annual review. Like I said, I'll probably go through this later. I just kind of rushed through this to, like, get this done with you guys, but I will go through this more in depth by myself. That's just more or less. Again, if you have never done this before, I wanted to walk some of you guys through this. And if you forget how to do this, then that's fine. You can always just do it again later. So, that being said, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next step, which is yearly goal setting. This is fun. This one's fun. I promise you guys this one's fun.